Coming up, a fallen soldier remembered.
My legs got weak. I sat down and I broke down and cried.
And the White House honors Sexual Assault Awareness Month. All that and more tonight on Fox 5 News at 9.
Your first local news at 9 starts right now, only on Fox 5 at 9.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emily Scarlett. A fallen Great Falls and Blackfeet warrior, Corporal Antonio C. Many Heights Burnside, was laid to rest this afternoon near his family's home in Browning. Fox 5's Casey Drescher has an exclusive on-air interview with Burnside's mother and joins us now with more.
Corporal Antonio C. Burnside gave the ultimate sacrifice. Now the fallen Great Falls and Blackfeet soldier has been laid to rest. As we honor a hero, a mother is grieving the loss of her son. I had the privilege of sitting down with Annie Burnside, who spoke candidly about Tony, the son that called every Mother's Day and found his calling defending our country and touched so many lives.
He said, "Mom, remember this. I love you. You will always be my mother."
Annie Burnside remembers the last time she saw her son alive.
I look at it this way. What I saw, what I held, I didn't think that was going to be the last time I'd ever hold him, I'd ever hug him.
She spoke with her little boy, Corporal Antonio C. Burnside, just 3 weeks before he died in an insurgent attack in Afghanistan.
He'd always say, "How's my crazy mom?"
As Annie prepares to bury her son, she's living a mother's worst nightmare.
And my son gave the ultimate sacrifice, I know that. For the United States, for the state of Montana, and for the Blackfeet Nation. And now I'm going through what one of the fears that I have is what I'm facing now.
Still wearing a sweatshirt Tony gave her, Annie remembers the lessons he learned from his native elders, his boyhood fascination with bugs, his big heart, and his love of cooking. Mrs. Burnside says Antonio was always worried about providing for his children and found a new calling in his adult life. She wasn't thrilled with his choice to join the Army, but she says she stood by him, as any parent should.
First time he did a night jump, he says, "Oh, Mom," he says, "it was the neatest thing." He says, "Going in the plane was shaky, but jumping out in the pitch black," he said, "the adrenaline was going and everything."
And he says Tony wanted to see the world and was proud to be a soldier. And despite her worries, she was proud of her son, too. And Tony was so proud of the brotherhood he shared with his fellow servicemen and women, he decided to re-enlist.
"Mom," he says, "this is an extended family. I don't know how to explain it to you, but extended." He says, "Veterans, it's not, they're all my family. It didn't matter whether they're male or female. Didn't matter if there was Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines."
But when 2 of those extended family members knocked on Mrs. Burnside's door on April 6th, she already knew.
I never look out my bedroom window. That morning I heard a knock, got out of bed. I seen 2 military personnel. But see, I already knew if they were to show up at the door, it wasn't going to be a good sign. The guy read this paper to me. My legs got weak. I sat down and I broke down and cried.
Corporal Antonio C. Burnside leaves behind a fiancé and family. Children, Annie says, will never really know their dad. And despite the loss of her son, a Blackfeet warrior, she says her son has made her a warrior too.
Because the last time I held him, the last time I touched him, that was it. And only another parent can understand what I'm going through.
I also was honored to attend Antonio's rosary last night. You can feel the pain the entire community of Browning and the Blackfeet Nation is feeling with his loss. Annie tells me she is touched with the support veterans and military personnel have showed her, and she can see why Tony considered them to be his extended family. Tomorrow I'll have more from Browning, including an exclusive interview with the airborne unit that served with Antonio in Afghanistan. In the studio, Casey Drescher, Fox 5.
Thanks, Casey. Moving into weather, Chief Meteorologist Adam Coslin is here with a first look at our forecast.
Good evening. We've been tracking scattered showers and isolated storms on this Wednesday, but things have mostly quieted down tonight, aside from maybe a shower in the east. Coming up, we'll take a look at generally drier conditions moving forward from here. Only a slight chance for showers at best over the next couple of days, and then a warming trend develops as we get into the weekend. Temperatures are really going to feel a lot like summer. Can't wait to show you and your weather authority. Emily, back to you.
Thanks, Adam. Earlier today, energy leaders met in Great Falls to discuss the 1 million tons of carbon dioxide underneath the ground in north central Montana and how we can develop it. At the Heritage Inn, the Big Sky Carbon Sequestration Partnership held its annual meeting to talk about carbon dioxide found inside the Kevin Dome near Shelby. Industry researchers are hoping to capture the CO2 and use it to recover oil from wells that have stopped producing, such as in the Bakken oil field. They're also researching how to store CO2, which would help eliminate greenhouse gas emissions.
If the federal government puts regulations that limits greenhouse gas emissions from coal plants, this is one solution that will enable coal plants or any type of facility that emits CO2 to stay in operation while cleaning up their emissions.
If regulations come in place that require reducing greenhouse gases, it still enables you to use the fossil energy.
For now, carbon sequestration from the Kevin Dome is still being studied, but people at today's meeting are optimistic about CO2 technologies and future development. The meeting continues through tomorrow and is open to the public. In Great Falls, a man accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of coins is back in court. Authorities say Kevin Voss was stealing the money to fuel a drug habit. Today, Voss faced one felony count of criminal possession of dangerous drugs. Voss admitted to stealing thousands of quarters and other coins from a home in Sun Prairie. Court documents say sheriff's deputies found syringes and other drug paraphernalia at his house. He has posted a $5,000 bond. As April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, Vice President Joe Biden highlighting the need to reauthorize the Violence Against Women Act. The reauthorization of the law hopes to increase emphasis on reducing domestic homicides and sexual assault, strengthen housing protections for victims, and focus more on violence among teens. The updated bill also authorizes protections for LGBT victims of domestic violence and forbids discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity by violence. The additional protections for the gay community is why some objections are being raised by Republican politicians. GOP senators say they will bring an alternative bill to the table when the law is debated in the Senate sometime this week. Biden says the issue should not be up for debate.
The idea we're still fighting about this in the Congress, that this is even a debatable issue, is truly sad. My purpose here today is to remind everyone just how widely accepted, important, and necessary this law is. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but for the press to hear, what are we arguing about? This shouldn't be hard.
And President Obama signing a memorandum today that will require federal agencies to develop policies to address the effects of domestic violence and provide assistance to employees who are experiencing domestic violence. Human stem cells could eventually become the secret weapon in stopping the damage done by the virus that causes AIDS. UCLA researchers have found a way to use stem cells to attack and kill the HIV virus. The team implanted genetically engineered human blood stem cells into specially bred mice with HIV. When the team checked the mice's blood, plasma, and organs weeks after getting the stem cells, they found increased levels of infection-fighting cells that typically become depleted as a result of an HIV infection. And at the same time, the levels of HIV in the mice decreased.
What we're looking to do is to replace elements of the natural immune response with engineered immune responses to overwhelm the virus and clear it from the body. And we're very optimistic that our approach could potentially lead to a cure of people infected with HIV.
So, Adam, we saw a few showers today. I'm thinking I should keep my umbrella close by.
Well, a couple more chances. Yeah, that rain came down between around 3:45 and 4. Did you encounter any of that, Emily?
You know, luckily I was inside during most of the showers, but I know it's good for the city.
All right, well, from here on out, just looking at a slight chance for any rainfall and then warmer weekend temperatures. Your full forecast is next. Check out tonight's almanac.
Your Weather Authority forecast continues right now on Fox 5 at 9.
Welcome back. Check out tonight's sunset. This is about an hour ago over Great Falls. Lots of color in the sky. Beautiful with that cloud cover tonight. And the showers now moving on across eastern portions of Montana. Still have a cooler flow coming in off of the ocean. And the showers, for now, pretty much winding down tonight. Some very scattered activity over the mountains, and Glasgow reporting light rain. It's clear, meanwhile, in Lewistown and Havre is also cleared out in Helena, and Cutbank, Great Falls sitting in the middle with clouds on top of us. And pinpoint Doppler radar is showing us here this current cold front is kind of stalled out, allowing for variable temperatures. 36 in Lewistown, 41 in Glasgow, 44 in Great Falls, 49 in Helena, 41 in Cutbank, and 41 in Butte. Wind speeds have slowed down tonight. We had a couple of gusts earlier. In Glasgow, the strongest winds are moving at 12 miles per hour. So the showers exit to the east. Warmer air is arriving out of the south for Thursday. Friday becomes breezy with winds on top of us. Rain fizzles out of the forecast under high pressure. And this weekend, it's all adding up to very warm conditions, 60s and 70s. And dry, so we're not going to have to worry about any weather-related concerns to slow you down on the road. 34 in Great Falls, 31 in Lewistown. Overnight lows above freezing in Glasgow. More sunshine in your forecast tomorrow in the Electric City, 56, 59 in Helena, 54 in Lewistown, 49 in White Sulphur Springs, 53 in Stanford, and 58 in Fort Benton. And the Rocky Mountain front areas, temperatures will be in the mid-50s from Cutbank to Chester. And some sunshines breaking out and towards Havre. That'll bring temperatures closer to 60. Glasgow 59, 50 in Plentywood, 52 in Scobie, and 51 in Hayes. Still a couple showers moving through the east tomorrow. And come out and join us on the Icebreaker race. I'm attempting to run 5 miles, so see if I can stand here. I'm doing the forecast next week. It's going to be a challenge, but the temperatures won't be at all. It's gorgeous, and we've got Tom and Steve running 1 mile on Saturday, so come join us. Certainly, it's a good way to commit to be fit in the nicer weather. 56 on Thursday, Friday, 70 degrees. We're really moving it up here. Saturday, maybe scaling it back a couple of degrees after that passing shower. But Sunday, the sun is breaking through. It's sunny, it's bright, and you're wanting to be out there. 77, it's our preview of summer. Almost 80 on Monday. It's going to be hard to get back to work. And Tuesday, it's still going to be sunny and bright, but we're going to see a better chance for storms popping up next week as a front drags through. That could actually fire off lightning or thunder in areas. But for this round of rain, it's just going to be a exiting shower, just some light occurrences in Helena. Temperatures prevail, and a warming trend picks up soon.
It's a night New Yorkers, especially the famous ones, wouldn't dare miss: a party at the Supreme Court. Now think of the folks you choose as the world's most influential people, and Hollywood mourning the loss of one television icon. That's all in tonight's Entertainment Update.
It's a night that in some ways totally embodies the essence of New York City fashion and film. As it has for the last 11 years, the Vanity Fair party at the Supreme Court officially kicks off the Tribeca Film Festival, a festival born from the tragedy of September 11th, developed by movie heavyweights Robert De Niro and Jane Rosenthal. All in all, it's a night to celebrate the arts and the can-do attitude of New Yorkers. Time magazine out with its 9th annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world. The list features a variety of entertainers, political leaders, and even some controversial figures. President Obama and his likely Republican challenger Mitt Romney made the list. Jeremy Lin is one of 6 pro athletes in the issue, along with singers Adele and Rihanna. Some international figures include Kate and Pippa Middleton, even embattled Syrian President Bashar Assad. Some names you might not have expected on the list: Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, and comedian Chelsea Handler.
We're going hopping, hopping.
Legendary game show host, television personality, and entertainer Dick Clark has died at the age of 82. His legendary face, known mainly for hosting the longtime popular shows New Year's Rockin' Eve.
This is the coldest New Year's we've ever had.
An American Bandstand. Dick Clark introduced the country to some of rock and roll's brightest stars. Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry made their TV debuts on American Bandstand, as did Prince and Madonna. In music and television, the man once known as America's oldest teenager will forever be remembered as an icon of American entertainment. And that's your entertainment update.
Pretty shocking news to hear about Dick Clark, huh?
It really is. You know, it's like New Year's Eve won't be the same without him. Ever since I was a little kid, and ever since almost everybody was a little kid, Dick Clark has been on the New Year's Eve thing.
Same here. Well, Zach Glover joins us now with sports, and we're getting ready for a weekend full of football.
We sure are. Kind of sad to see the spring football season end, but as always, we're going out in style. We're now just a couple days away from the annual Montana State Triangle Classic here in Great Falls. We'll hear from the Cats as they prepare to make the trip to the Electric City. Also check in with the Grizz after the break. Come on back. Sports is next.
Total sports coverage. Fox 5 Sports starts right now.
Montana State has just one more practice before heading up to Great Falls Saturday for the annual Triangle Classic. Cats will look to shore up the mistakes they've made throughout the spring so far, build momentum heading into the summer and the fall. Most of the players keep saying they need to continue focusing on the fundamentals and improve their techniques in order to get better. Head coach Rob Ash says they're highlighting the importance of learning the schemes this week and just how special the city of Great Falls is to the Cats program.
Going to put anything new in. So we've got all the plays, defenses, offenses that we have to this point, that's all we're going to put in for the spring. So now we're going to try to fine-tune those schemes, and we're going to really try to work on technique for each player at each position so that it's not whether I know the assignment or not, it's can I execute what I have to do. Well, I think it's very important to be up in Great Falls, to be in another city, and for our players to see and realize just how statewide our support really is and how great Great Falls has been as far as back in this program. To me, that's the most important part. The banquet is fabulous on Friday night. We do a kids camp on Saturday morning that we enjoy, and the game is well attended, and so it just gives our guys a true sense of how statewide our support is.
And if you'd like to attend this year's Triangle Classic scrimmage, we've got several tickets to give away for free. Just shoot us an email at sports@maxmontana.com. Include your name, your phone number, and how many tickets you need. We'll have them waiting on you at will call. It's first come, first serve, so let us know quickly. Last year, the Montana Grizzlies had one of the best ground attacks in the Big Sky Conference, led by a trio of running backs coached under Mick Delaney. With Delaney now at the helm and all three running backs returning, the running game will once again look to be a staple in this year's offense. Coach Delaney said after the Grizzlies scrimmage on Saturday, they didn't run the ball a whole lot because he already knows they can. The backfield was led by the Bull, Dan Moore, and followed by the quick and speedy twosome of Peter Wynn and Jordan Canada. Those three combined outrushed their opponents by 1,000 yards last season, including a 309-yard performance against rival Montana State. Delaney says the backfield will be the cornerstone of this team. He expects them to finish strong this spring and produce all season.
I think that is one of our strengths, and there's great competition there. You know, I tease Justin all the time. I said, you know, the worst position to coach on the football team is the one that the head coach used to coach, because I keep a pretty good eye on those guys.
It's great, you know, having Coach D back. He brings a fire that we've missed. You know, he was our leader he came in with me 4 years ago, so he came in with me. He's going to go out with me. So he loves to run the ball, so it works out for us.
In the Frontier Conference, Carroll College's success on the gridiron has been more than apparent over the last few years, but the Saints can add yet another award for athletic excellence on what's already a very long list. The Vandy Award is given each year to the strongest Frontier program across all sports. For the third year in a row, the Saints are taking home the prize. They now lead all Frontier programs with 10 Vandy Awards in school history, 4 more than the #2 school, Montana Western.
It's a tremendous honor. It talks about the strength of your athletic department from top to bottom, and I'm proud of all of our coaches and our student athletes, and that's what it's all about. And more than anything, I think that I'm very proud of, along with the Vandy Award, is our academic success. I think that we have tremendous student athletes at this campus, and I'm very proud of all that they do.
Well, the high school softball season can sometimes be a bit of a roller coaster when the weather gets involved. That's something Great Falls High has already had to deal with in the early going. When the weather has been nice, the Mike Coleman era has been pretty successful so far, as the 4-2 Lady Bison most recently earned a split with Billings Senior this past weekend. However, a few scheduling issues and recent snowfall in Butte has cluttered the Bison's upcoming schedule.
It disrupts it because you get going with certain things you want to teach the girls, and then you got to stop, and you can't do it because you're in a certain facility, so it makes it real tough. Because right now we're going to be playing 8 games in the next week because of all the rescheduling, and 7 of them are conference games. So we're not in a rhythm. We could end up down real quick.
So hopefully, as Adam told us, we'll have a stint of good weather for the Bison. And don't forget to email us at sports@kfbb.com for those Triangle Classic scrimmage tickets.
Thanks for that update, Zach. We'll be right back after this.
We've got a little something for everyone. Showers to make farmers happy, and then some warmer weather to make Zach and Emily happy. Lots of sunshine in the forecast next week as temperatures approach 70 and almost 80 degrees by early next week. Looking great in Helena. Got a couple of sprinkles to get through, but by Saturday and Sunday, the skies are brightening up in the capital.
Sounds good to me. We'll see you again tomorrow night on Fox 5 News at 9.